It's Dragon Ball time! Hello and welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Blue Vegetto at the event exclusive color edition. Now don't get too excited, this is a repaint of an old Vegetto figure, but I want to know what's kind of like the differences between this one and the old one, except for the blue hair obviously, but it looks like mostly the accessories are still the same paint job, but you know, instead of just looking at the box and thinking about what might be different, let's have a look at what might be different. Okay, so I will have a comparison with the previous regular release Vegetto. I have them off to the side, but before we do that, I want to have a look at this figure on its own. 16.5 centimeters, a little over 6.5 inches tall, actually 6'7", 6'8", around that size. Now overall look and detail, definitely looks like Vegetto. Does have the blue hair on right now. We'll have a look at the black hair. That comes also in the packaging. Face looks nice, although aren't the eyes a little bit close together? Yeah, it's very simple. They didn't do anything fancy, and that was back in the day when they were still figuring out, like, really with the eyes. Sometimes they have the black lines around it, sometimes they even have like darker lines around the eyebrows, but this one just around the eyes, it looks kind of weird. Portaras are very nicely painted, a lot more metallic than the previous one, and then the hair has a good mold and really metallic blue. Yeah, I don't know, the hair color is always like, that's always a thing for debate. I don't know, I think it could be more vibrant. That's not really a complaint, but what is a complaint though? He still has these weird shoulder pads. I mean, again, this is a repaint, so brace yourself for a couple of things like that. And the overall color scheme, you know, the orange is going a little more in the red, and the gi is fairly dark. And we have the light blue belt, gloves, simple stuff. Muscle work does look nice. And then we go down to the crotch piece. I believe there's some shading in the legs, like really just some spots over here. But that's about, well, there's also dark around the knees. It's one of these random shading things that they've been doing recently. So that's, you know, it's there, it's fine. And then we got the boots with, even has a sole under there with the gray in it. And that's gonna do it for the looks. Now for the articulation, as I mentioned, this is an old mold, so there's a couple of problems that come with that. Goes back and forth, that is actually okay, very nice. Tilts to the side a little bit and goes all the way around. Then you got the neck articulation, that goes back and forth and also goes side to side. So both these things combined really make for some pretty good articulation. I wanted to say decent, but it's good, I can't really complain. Then we have a long pack that goes into the torso and a floaty piece in there. So you can rotate that around, you can bring it up with the hinge in the shoulder. Let me see how far it goes up. A little over 45 degrees, depends on the angle. And we have this cloth piece of the shoulder, kind of just connected in here via a small ball pack. Then we got the double hinged elbow and the fist on another ball hinge, goes all the way around and forward and back. It's kind of limited, doesn't have the best room. Torso articulation, you can pull it out for some very nice articulation, forward, backward, all the way around, side to side, and then it gets kind of tangled up with the belt. So belt is floaty, you can rotate that around, and then when you're done with your articulation, you pack it back in. Has less articulation, but looks cleaner, and the same thing goes for the lower part. You can bring that around, back and forth, and you still have these wide pants. And that was, again, like I'm saying, an issue with the old one. You get the legs out and you have this just hanging there, just like, That's why I'm always praising the fighting body, like the leg joints, where they cover everything up over here. I love these so much. This one, not really. The articulation-wise, it gets the job done, goes forward, goes to the back. You can also pull this down. There's really a lot of pulling down going on. And does go out to the side. You can also rotate it, kind of having like a fly swivel. That's nicely covered in there, so that's good. Then we have the horrible knees. Horrible. This is horrible. Articulation-wise, it's good, but it looks horrible again. And the foot is just on a ball pack, I think, with a long hinge. Yep. So that's also not the greatest. But, I mean, whatever. You get some side-to-side motion. Forward, not really. Back, not really as well because it's blocked. And you got the toe hinge. So for the accessories, I'm gonna start it off with the black hair. It's exactly the same mold, just in black. Let me see. He always has like kind of the hair going to the side, which is weird. Shouldn't it go down to the middle? Whatever, but it's, you have the crossed arms. That's one of my favorites. Have that on the other Vegetto. And then the regular stuff for the faces. You got one smiling face, one angry looking to the side, both with the blue eyebrows. And then we got one just straight up look smiley face, one kind of like angry smiling face. And an angry looking to the side. And then what the hell is going on with his teeth? Vegetto, I think we have something in his teeth. Alright, good. Paint problems on an event exclusive. That's my favorite. You know how much I love that, guys. You make an exclusive, you only have like a couple of, what, 500 pieces or whatever, and you have paint problems. So then we have the open hands, blast hands. We got the one hand. For the energy effect, you just kind of slide the energy sword, the energy beam on the hand, and then we got the claw, booby grab hands. I won't say claw hands. Why are his nails on there? He's wearing gloves. That looks weird. Do all the other ones have that? No, this one doesn't have that. And this one also doesn't have that. And where was the other one? Yeah, okay. These don't have that, but for whatever reason, you have nails on those, on the claw hands. And then we got the energy effect. Looks pretty simple. Gets the job done. You can pack it into the base if you had a base, but we didn't get a base. So I mean, it's okay that they're doing that, but still. And then you just kind of get the hand in there. I think he does hold it up without it. I haven't actually never tried it, but let me do that right now. Let's see. And yeah, he does hold that without a base or anything. So that works. There's also, I mean, it's pretty light, so stability wise, you can play around with it and get them into pose. So that works. Let's move on to the comparison. So there we go, we got regular release Vegetto and the new Vegetto Blue. I say new, but it's the same one. I only have the crossed arms on this one. I'm still, I still have all the accessories in my old place. I only have the figure in my new apartment, so I dug it out. And just to show you this comparison time. Obviously you got the Super Saiyan hair with the old Vegetto. But overall, faces still the same as I mentioned. You have the dark around the eyes. I want to look at the Portaras real quick. A little bit brighter, stands out more. The orange in the regular one is a lot more orange. It seems to go out a little bit more into the red with the newer version. And surprisingly, his gi is brighter. I didn't even remember old Vegetto having such a dark gi, and also the belt is barely noticeable because it also almost has the same color as the rest of the figure. And this guy doesn't have any shading in the legs, so that points goes to the new Vegetto. But yeah, overall, well, it's just like not really that much has changed. Then there's some small changes, but nothing really super noticeable, if you ask me. And that's gonna bring me to the final thoughts. What do I think about this figure? I mean, straight up, the old mold really shows his age. Overall, the articulation is still okay. It's mostly the knees that are horrible, and really the entire down, like downwards from the belt. This and the knees, and limited articulation in the boots. For the rest of it, I mean, it does look good. It is an event exclusive, so it's kind of like the kind of special cherry on top. It's not a brand new release, but on the flip side though, it's kind of hard to get if you really want a Vegetto. Obviously, I do not feel that this one is worth it. If you can get your hands on this Vegetto and you don't have Vegetto already, then it's fine. But if you already have the regular Vegetto, yeah, I guess there's... Honestly, I don't mention that a lot, but there's a lot of third parties who are probably gonna sell you a blue hat, and that's it. I mean, as far as this goes, I've seen people ask outrageous prices on eBay. That's totally not worth it. Don't pay like 200 bucks for this Vegetto. And yeah, just overall, I mean, I like having it in my collection because I want to have the most complete Figuarts Dragon Ball collection I can, but overall, if that was not the case, I would probably pass on this. So yeah, just get a regular Vegetto, or hope for them. I wouldn't even be mad for them to do a re-release also with the shoulder parts, but overall, it's not a bad figure, but it's old and it doesn't really need to be celebrated. And that's gonna do it. As usual, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever Vegetto Blue wants.